Sanjiv Puri now coming in to join, also Vice President at CII. He was just talking about the consumption story. Enough been done for that, you think?
Absolutely. Ultimately, consumption is a function of jobs getting created, of economic activity getting a boost, and of people having more money in their hands. So I think if you look at the budget, I would say it is progressive, growth-oriented, inclusive. It is also very prudent and very consistent. It reflects a consistent thinking process and vision that we saw in prior budgets. So all of these ingredients are really good for economic activity. And I heard CB call out...
But do you see the main push coming from the infrastructure side or from consumption or both in the coming year?
Ultimately, they all, what does the infrastructure do? Infrastructure is on one hand going to make the economy competitive. On the other hand, it also creates jobs and in turns enhances capacity utilization, in turns it spurs further investment and job creation. So it's a virtuous cycle is getting created, right?
Yeah.
So that's why this, it's so important. And as CB said, we see silver lining of private investment kicking in. So with capacity utilizations already up and all these economic multipliers coming in, we would expect that also to progressively increase, and the both together will have a good multiplier effect on the economy. So that's one part of it, but that's not the only piece that's going to spur consumption. I think there are many important interventions in the budget. To take the example of tourism, we know what potential India has got on tourism. It's immense. India has so much to offer. From natural beauty to religious sites to heritage sites to cuisine to nature-based tourism. India has much to offer.
And it's good to see that getting some attention now.
So to create it, in the form of focused interventions with 50 places, with a integrated development and promoting it, I think that's a very sharp approach. And we know that the economic multipliers in tourism are phenomenal. So all of these are just examples on what will spur consumption ultimately.
All right. Mr. Banerjee, it's been said, and I think correctly said, that the budget should not be the end of the process. It's not supposed to be excitement. This is part of the process. So for you, it's going to be another year of going on, pushing the government in the right direction so the economy moves. What are the unfinished items on your agenda, and what would you like to continue to push the government to do?
So, there are lots of things that we would have to really take on from this budget. What's been happening, and what I've been noticing, there is a process. I mean, there is a sort of this budget is a build-up on the budget of last year, is a build-up on the budget of the year before last. So there would be many boxes which will keep getting ticked. Reforms processes have been started off. So I would like to really push for more state-level reforms. One of the things that is which has really resulted in India is the story of GST, where GST Council has really worked with the states to come to a consensus. So when we talk about reforms, which was touched upon in the budget, say for instance, power sector, land, agriculture, labor, all of this would need to include states. And this next story of India is really the states of India. And I think that was one important agenda that one would push. The second very important agenda is we should not give up on ease of doing business or cost of doing business, which includes decriminalization. Today what we have seen, a lot has been done on ease of doing business. But we need to do much more. There is it's half empty, half full type. And again, over here, there is a lot that the states should do. National single window schemes. Prime Minister himself has spoken about decriminalization. And I think decriminalization itself can be a game changer for India, for doing business in India.
I'm going to book you for a special session or special program just on this to take that particular thought forward, because you're right, it needs to be done. But Mr. Puri, Mr. Banerjee, thank you both so much for joining us. Both of you look very happy with the budget, as good as it could have been expected.
Indeed.
Absolutely.